Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to yet another video on our channel. So already we have started lecture series on our vector chapter. Myself Swapnil sir and I'm welcoming you all on our next video on our vector chapter. So we already have uploaded plenty of the videos on our channel. So if you wanted to see, if you are interested to see similar videos, you do check in my playlist. So in my today's video, I'm gonna explain to you all a vector chapter along with some of the examples. First of all, we go for some of the revision from our vector chapter, and then at the end we go for some of the previous year questions from vector chapter. Okay, now without further ado, let's dive into our today's lecture. First of all, we go for some of the basic concept that I will explain to you all here. Okay, within that, first of all, we see here the vectors which are the collinear vector. After that, coplanar vector. What are the conditions are there necessary and sufficient condition that we can define collinear and coplanar vector? Okay, so whenever vectors are perpendicular, how can we take their dot product? How can we take their cross product? That all we are going to see it here. Okay, and one of the most important topic in our today's lecture, which is the section formula for internal division as well as section formula for external division. Okay, so all these topics we are going to learn in our today's lecture. So let's start our today's lecture with some of the basic concept first. Okay, so in our lecture we will see first the condition for collinear and a coplanar vector. Okay, now for that, first of all, we have to understand what is mean by collinear vector. Okay, collinear vector. Collinear vector, that means those vectors are parallel to each other, or the vector which along to each other. Okay, like we can see this two vectors are parallel, then we consider this in this one is the collinear vector, or we can write first vector which is along with the another second vector. Okay, this one we consider it as the collinear vector. Okay, that's it, only we need to know here. First of all, while we solving examples, while we are going to solve the examples, then we see some of the detailed properties based on the collinear and coplanar vector. Okay, now after collinear vector, you all need to know the coplanar vector. Okay, actually meaning for coplanar vector, that means those vectors which lies in a single plane. Okay, those vector which lies in a single plane, we consider it as the coplanar vector. Okay, but in our mathematical way, we have to prove some of the condition for showing whether our vectors are coplanar or not. Okay, that we will see a subsequent part of our example. Okay, so collinear and coplanar vectors that are easier to understand. Okay, so after that, we need to know the section formula for external and internal division. Okay, so before that, if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, okay, now we can see that I'm having these two vectors here. So first vector which is a perpendicular to the another second vector. Okay, this one is the first vector which perpendicular to the second vector, and when we have two vectors perpendicular to each other, then we write dot product of first vector with another second vector, it goes to the 0. Okay, so after that, the direction cosines, direction ratios already we have learned in our previous lecture. Okay, that you all need to be familiar with this. Okay, so direction ratios, that means for finding the direction ratios, direction cosines, we have seen some of the important theorems like a L square plus M square plus N square which is equal to 1, or cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma which is equal to 1. Okay, that means we have taken L, M, N as a some cos theta type results. Okay, so this concept we will use in our subsequent part of the lecture. After that, we need to know the collinearity, condition for collinearity, and condition for coplanarity. Okay, so that one is easier. After that, the result for section formula. Okay, the section formula for internal division and external division. Okay, what is the internal division? Internal division. Internal division. Section formula for internal and external division. Section formula. Okay. For internal division, we define section formula for internal division with respect to as a ratio of m as to n. Then we apply the section formula for internal division. Okay. So we write the section formula for internal division, which is m a bar plus n times a b bar upon m plus n, which is the section formula for internal division with the division of a ratio m as to n. Okay, with the division of the ratio m as to n. Okay, this one is for internal division. Similarly, go for the external division. Similarly, go for the external division. Okay, so for external division, we define the section formula as a m a bar minus n times a b bar upon m minus n. This one is our section formula for external division. Okay, that is very much useful in our subsequent part of the examples. Okay, so if you wanted to see detailed proof of the section formula for internal and external division, you do check in my playlist. Okay, you will get these proofs, completely proof in our playlist. Okay, so for section formula for internal division, how we can define this one? Okay, now consider that we have line segment AB, okay, and which third point C divides line segment AB here in the middle, okay, with ratio m as to n. Okay, then we consider the section formula for internal division. Okay, and for external division, we replace only the internal division by external division. Okay, so if we have line segment AB and the third point which divide our line segment AB externally with the ratio as a m as to n, then we consider there exists a section formula for external division. So we can apply suitable condition for external division for our ratio m as to n. Okay, so that's it here for the section formula for internal and external division. Okay, let's move for some of the example and some standard proof which are very much important from our board exam. Okay, so let's go for the some example. Okay, now here we can see I have taken this question from the very much important question taken from the previous year board question paper. And our statement of a question, it says that if A of A bar, B of B bar be any two points in a space and R of R bar, which is a third points, okay, on a line segment AB, dividing in the ratio, okay, m as to n in internally, okay, then we have to prove that R bar, which is equal to m times A bar plus n times B bar upon m plus n. Okay, this one is the section formula for internal division. Okay, so already I proved that the section formula for internal division in my previous lecture. So if you wanted to see the detail or explanation for the proof of a section formula for internal division, you do check in my playlist. Okay, you will get the complete proof for section formula for internal division. Okay, so but yes, this is the part for our today's lecture, so I will explain little bit recap, little bit proof our statement, then we will move further for our next part of the example. Okay, and attached question here for our section formula, it says that find the position vector capital R which divides line segment at the joining point A1 minus 2 1 and B1 4 minus 2 in the ratio 2 as to 1. Okay, and it divides line segment AB in the ratio 2 as to 1 in internal division. Okay, now first of all what we do, I'm trying to explain here the section formula for internal division. Once we come to understand the section formula for internal division, then the subsequent example which given in our question, okay, subsequent part of the example which given in our question, so we are going to solve this question using our section formula for internal division. Okay, now let's plot the figure that we have given in our question. Okay, we have given A of A bar, B of B bar be any two points in the space. Okay, now we can see that A of A bar, B of B bar, okay, these 2 points in the space. Okay, R of R bar be the point on a line segment AB. Okay, R of R bar, it is also third point given. Okay, and which divides line segment AB. Okay, R of R bar, what it does, which divides line segment AB, okay, in internally. Okay, so it divides line segment AB in the internal division. Okay, and internal division it gives as m as to n our internal division. Okay, that means our segment AB can be divided by, or it divided by midpoint R, okay, in the ratio of m as to n, okay. Now see that I have drew that given data. Now what we do next, we go for plotting the triangle, okay, because if we wanted to prove the section formula for internal or external division, that we need to take help from our any type of the triangle, okay, because in our mathematics or trigonometry or any type of the algebra, okay, that we always have to consider triangle, okay. Once we come to understand that our triangle from our given data, it is easier to prove our statement, because there are lot of concepts available which based on the triangle and their properties, okay. So it is easier to prove our statement. So what we are going to do here, basically we are trying to convert our given data in the form of a triangle, okay. Now let's convert it in the triangle. Now see here, this one is our triangle, okay. This one is a triangle. Again we have angle bisector of a triangle here, okay, and consider this one is a O point, okay. Now we can see that here we have line segment A, B and R, which divided by that line segment AB internally, okay. Now see that if we have vertices A, there always exists a position vector close to that vertices, okay. That means our vertices A, which is having position vector A bar, vertices B, which is having position B bar, and vertices R, which is having position vector R bar, okay. Now using our given data, we are going to prove our section formula for internal division, okay. Now here we can see in our triangle, we just have only single line here, okay. So we are going to consider our proof with that line itself, okay. Now we can see that line AB, line segment AB, which divided by third point, which is R, okay, internally in the ratio m as to n, okay. And now we know that if it is dividing our line segment AB in the form of internal division, that means there always we exist some sort of a ratio between these two line segments, okay. Now we can see here this ratio of a point A to R and R to B, okay. So we can write m divided by n, okay. Now write down the ratios between the points, okay. So we are going to write the ratios between these points, ratios of line segment, okay, ratios of line segment AB, okay, ratios of a line segment AB. So how can we write the ratio? AR divided by RB, okay. So we can write AR, line segment AR divided by line segment RB, okay. Let me write there ratios of the sides, okay. AR divided by RB, okay. So if we take the ratios for the line segment AR divided by RB, that means we have to take the ratios for their values, okay. So if we have line segment AR divided by RB, that means AR, we know that the distance for that AR or the value for that line segment AR, which we have given here m, okay, and RB given here n, okay. Now go for the cross multiplication, n times AR, okay, n times AR, which is equal to m times R times B, okay. This is a section formula for internal division, okay, that we are proving here, section formula for internal division, that we don't have anything difficult here, just need to apply some of the little concept, and after that you will get the required proof, okay. But you all need to understand, be familiar with the triangle vector law for triangle law for vector addition, okay. Triangle law, okay. So for vector addition, that you need to be familiar with the triangle law for vector addition, okay. And the triangle law for vector addition, it says that if we take the same direction, like if we take line segment AB can be written as AO plus OB, okay. Now see that this one is our vector chapter, okay. And in our vector, we always need to be careful about direction and as well as magnitude, okay. So if we are going to change the direction for our vector, that gives us negative sign. Okay, so if we go through point A to point B, if we consider this one is a positive direction, okay, and if we reverse the direction point A to some another point, so we can see it here, we get the opposite direction for our given line segments. And whenever we come with the across with the opposite direction for our line segment, then it extract negative sign. That means it gives us the negative sign when we change the direction for our line segment. Okay, now see that we have line segment AB here, okay, and if we change its direction, we can write it as the negative times BA. Okay, but the value for both of them always remains same. Okay, but only when we change the direction, it gives a negative sign. Okay, now we can see here, we can write AR. Now see that AR can be written as AR, or AB can be written as AO plus OB. Okay, so it is completely up to you all. So take the ratios and go for putting the values. Okay, now we can see here AR can be written as AO plus OR. Okay, N times AR can be written as AO plus OR. Okay, this is the value for AR. Again, M keep as it is. RB can be written as RO plus OB. Okay, RO plus OB. Okay, so we can write RB as RO plus OB. Now, what we have to do in our further step, we just have to apply their position vector and we will get the required proof of our statement. Okay, now see that AO plus OR, AO can be written as, now we can see here, AO can be written as negative times OA. Okay, AO can be written as negative times OA. So keep N out here, OR as it is. So I'm going to write AO as a negative times OA because I have changed the direction for our vector and it gives us the negative sign. Okay, so M keep as it is, OB, OR keep as it is. Okay, RO, that means RO or OR keep as it is. Okay, and when we change the direction for OB, we can write it as the negative times BO. Okay, that means RO negative times RO into negative times OB as means BO. Okay, now see that what I have done, we have initially we have taken AO plus OR. Okay, after that RO plus OB. Okay, the direction for our vector need to be a same. Okay, so if you're going to change the direction, answer will be the wrong then. Okay, so need to be very much careful about their directions. Okay, so we have here position vector OR, position vector OA. Okay, now see that vector OR can be written as vector O times R can be written as R bar. That means N times R bar minus OA bar can be written as O times A bar can be written as A bar. Okay, M times under bracket RO, the value for RO again we have R vector R bar. Okay, minus vector BO bar can be written as position vector B bar. Okay, so what I have done here, basically I just substitute the values for their position vector from our line segment. Okay, so go for the multiplication under bracket, we write this step as the N times R bar, N times R bar minus N times A bar, which is equal to M times R bar minus M times B bar. Okay, this one is our position vectors for our line. Okay, just I extracted these values. Okay, now what we do, we want the value for R bar which is equal to MB bar plus NA bar upon M plus N. Okay, so those are the terms here, take it one side. Okay, so R bar we want the value, so what we do, take R bar together and MA and NB together. Okay, okay, so what we do here, take R into N bar plus M into B bar, so we cannot take anything common from here, so MB bar take it is common here. Okay, and MB bar term here, R into N bar minus N into A bar plus M into R bar minus M into B bar. Okay, take R bar term together, so N into R bar as it is here. Okay, M into R bar taken here, so it used M into R bar here. Okay, and negative N into A bar, it goes to the positive N into A bar. Okay, minus M into B bar here. Okay, yes, what we do here, I have taken R bar and N bar common from there, and what we do in our next step, we go for finding their values, okay, and at the end you will get the value for r is equal to m a bar plus n b bar upon m plus n. Okay, so you have to consider the position vector in a such a way that you will get the section formula for our internal division. Okay, so what we do here, now here we have taken their negative vectors here. Instead of that negative we can go for the positive vector. So I have taken negative vector here. So if we take r bar common from here, so n minus m we remain here, and na minus m b bar here remain. Okay, because I have taken negative vector, so that's why I given this proof for external. Okay, so if you are going to revert over the value without taking negative sign, like OA bar can be written as negative positive time OA bar keep as it is. Okay, that means we don't have to replace their negative sign here. Okay, so try to take it into the positive as we want positive values here. Okay, yes, so I kept n into r bar as it is, so that positive it goes to the negative. So what we do here, AO can be written as only as a AO. Okay, that means our left next term it always goes to the positive. Okay, so we do not want this term negative. Okay, so keep AO as a AO, don't change their value, so positive AO, and OB as a positive times OB. Okay, so if we keep this value as it is, so that means it gives us the positive sign. Okay, go for the multiplication, this one is also goes to positive, this one also positive. Okay, then after that what we do, n r bar as it is here. Okay, that positive mr bar it gives to the here positive it goes to here. Okay, then na bar plus mb bar it goes to the positive, so it gives us positive sign here. Okay, so after that we have taken r bar common from there. Okay, r bar common here, so under bracket we remain here m a bar plus n b bar upon m plus n, which is our required proof for our section formula for internal division. Okay, it is just a simple proof for our section formula for internal division, that the proof it is coming in a 2 to 3 steps only. Okay, I don't think so I have to explain this part much detail. Okay, already I have explained this part in my previous lecture. So if you wanted to see this video detailed proof for section formula for internal division, you may check this part in my previous lecture. Okay, so in my this example I just wanted to explain to you all the next part for my example. Okay, so what we have given in our next part. Okay, in our next part, find the position vector r which divides line segment A and line segment B joining internally as a 2:1. Okay, so we want the r divides line segment joining the point. Okay, so what we do here, r divides a line r divides line segment AB. Okay, r divides line segment AB internally in the ratio 2:1. Okay, internally in the ratio 2:1. Okay, internally in the ratio 2:1, and the vertices we have given A1 minus 2 1, B1 4 minus 2. Okay, A1 minus 2 1 and B vertices we have given. Okay, we have given B vertices 1 4 minus 2. Okay, 1 4 minus 2, and which divides in the ratio 2:1. Okay, so which we have a ratio given for. Okay, ratio given which is a 2:1. That means m which is equal to 2 and the value for n which is equal to we have 1 here. Okay, the value for m and n which we have here 2:1. Okay, so using all this data we have to find out the value for r which divides our line segment. Okay, that means what we want here, so we have line segment AB. Okay, and we want the value for r. Okay, and the line segment AB which divided by 2:1 in the internal ratio. Okay, and that means we want the value for r, means we want the position vector r bar. Okay, we have position vector A bar, position vector B bar. Okay, now apply the section formula for our internal division. Okay, section formula for internal division, it says that, okay, section formula for internal division, it says that R bar, which is equal to MA bar plus NB bar upon M plus N. Okay, so put the M and N, which is a 2 and 1. Now we cannot substitute directly the vertices for our given data. Okay, so we have to convert our vertices into the standard position vector. Okay, once we get the standard position vector, then substitute this position vector in the form of section formula for internal division. Okay, yes, so let's go for finding the position vector first. So our A represent position vector A bar, which is a I. Let me introduce the I cap, J cap, K cap. Okay, I cap minus 2 times J cap plus K cap. Okay, this is the value for position vector A bar. Similarly, for position vector B bar can be written as I cap plus 4 times J cap minus 2 times K cap. Okay, these are the two position vector. Okay, and now let's go for applying directly the position standard formula for section formula for internal division. Okay, yes, so that means we write M as a 2 into B bar, M into B bar, that means 2 into B bar, and B bar we have here I plus 4 times J I cap plus 4 times J cap minus 2 times K cap. Okay, so M into B bar, after that plus N into, as we have internal division, so we will take the positive sign between them. Okay, so M into B bar plus N into A bar. So what value for N, which is 1, into A bar as a I minus 2J plus K, I minus 2J plus K. Okay, this one is a point for our position vector A bar. So completely divided by M plus N. That means 2 plus 1 here. Okay. Now let's multiply all the terms in under bracket. So 2I into I cap plus 2 multiplied by 4, 2 4s are 8 times J cap. Okay. And 2 multiplied by 2, it is a minus 4 times K cap. Okay. Plus go for under 1 multiply under bracket I cap minus 2J cap plus K cap. Okay, divided by 2 plus 1, which is a 3 here. Okay, so 2I cap plus I cap, we can write a 3 times I cap. Okay, plus 8J cap minus 2J cap, we can write a plus 6 times J cap. Okay, so what we do here, basically we have taken some of the condition that we can subtract I cap from I cap, J cap from J cap, and K cap from K cap. Okay, it is a similar coefficient subtraction. Okay, so 2I cap plus I cap, 3I cap, so 8I cap minus 2J cap, which is a 6J cap, minus 4K cap plus K cap, we can write as the minus 3 times K cap and completely divided by 3. Okay, so in our next step, we can directly divide 3 to our position vector R bar. Okay, this one is the value for position vector R bar. Okay, that we want in our example. Okay, position vector R bar that we are finding it here. Okay, so R bar can be written as 3I divided by 3. So it remain I cap plus 6J divided by 3, it remain 2 times J cap, and minus 3K divided by 3, it remain minus K cap. Okay, this is our position vector R bar, which is our required solution. Okay, so that is the condition we want in our example. Okay, so first of all, we have to define the section formula for internal division, and at the end we have to solve the attached question from our given example. Okay, so in our attached question, we want the value for R bar. Okay, the value for R bar means it is the section formula for our internal division, and the ratio which we have given 2:1 here. Okay, so I hope you all have understood this solution. Now let's move for the next example. Okay, in our next example, we have given if the origin is a centroid of a triangle whose vertices, okay, if the origin is the centroid of the triangle whose vertices, 3 vertices of the triangle given, okay, which is the first vertices we have here 2p and minus 3. Okay, 2p minus 3. Second vertices we have given q minus 2 and 5. Okay, q minus 2 5, and vertices third given minus 5 1 and r. Okay, we have given minus 5 1 and r. Okay, and what we want here, we want the value for p, q, and we want the value for r. Okay, we want three of these variable here. Okay, given three vertices, and one more condition, if the origin is the centroid of a triangle. Okay, what we have given, centroid of our triangle, it goes to the origin. Okay, now centroid where it is goes, centroid it goes to the origin. Okay, now let me plot the figure where centroid is the part of origin. Okay, because first of all we have to understand the visualization of our given data. Once you come to understand that visualization, then subsequent part it is completely easier. Okay, so we have centroid, it goes to the origin. Okay, now see that we have triangle here. So I'm plotting here the triangle. Okay, so we can see that angle bisector of the triangle. Okay, so which angle can be bisect for every point, and when we draw the angle bisect of the triangle, the middle point it always goes to the centroid. Okay, and what we have given, centroid is at origin. Okay, that means we see that centroid is at origin means the point which passing from our origin, point which passing from our centroid, which goes to the origin. Okay, the point whatever it comes is as the g bar, which gives us the value 0 0 0. Okay, that means our the value for x coordinate it goes to 0, y coordinate goes to 0, and z coordinate goes to 0. Why it goes to 0? Because these points are at a centroid. Okay, that's why all this, and that centroid is in our is the part of origin. Okay, so if it is the origin, that means all these are the 0 0 0. Okay, points. Okay, so I am having the centroid g bar. Okay, centroid g bar, which is having vertices 0 0 0. Okay, okay, now we know that the centroid of our triangle can be written as three of the vertices. Now see that we have vertices capital A, capital B, and capital R given. Okay, so with respect to every vertices of our triangle, there always exists a position vector. Okay, so with respect to vertices A, we have position vector A bar. With respect to vertices B, we have position vector B bar, and with respect to vertices R, we have position vector R bar. Okay, now we have three of these position vector. Now what we do, using these vertices, try to write the position vector for our triangle. Okay, now first of all let me write the formula for centroid using our triangle. Okay, so formula for centroid can be written as g bar, which is equal to first position vector plus second position vector plus third position vector. Okay, so g bar can be written as a bar plus b bar plus r bar. Okay, a bar plus b bar plus r bar divided by 3, which is our centroid for our triangle. Okay, so this is the way that we can find the centroid for our triangle. Okay, using our centroid result. Okay, and the g we have here 0 0 0 as the part of origin. Okay, now as we are going to calculate all this calculation our vector, so we have to introduce I cap, j cap, k cap with respect to every vertices. Okay, so we can see that we have vertices A of 2p minus 3. Okay, A of 2p minus 3, which is the vertices here. Now I want the position vector A bar which exists here at the vertices A. Okay, so we can write position vector A bar as introduce I cap, j cap, k cap. Okay, that means we write 2 times I cap plus p times j cap. Okay, minus 3 times k cap. Okay, minus 3 times k cap, which is the position vector A bar which exists here. Okay, similarly at the point B, q minus 2 and 5. Okay, so we have point q minus 2 5. Okay, and we write the position vector B bar. Okay, which is equal to q times I cap. Okay, q times I cap minus 2 times j cap plus 5 times k cap. Okay, so I have written position vector b bar, position vector a bar. Okay, using vertices a. Now using vertices capital R minus 5 1 R. Okay, write the position vector R bar. Okay, so position vector R bar can be written as minus 5 times I cap. Okay, plus j cap plus we have here k cap. Okay, R times k cap, R times k cap. So we have three of these position vector we exist here. Okay, and as we know that the centroid of our triangle can be written as a bar plus b bar plus c bar divided by 3 here. Okay, now see that these a bar, b bar, c bar are the position vector for our vertices a, capital B and capital C. Okay, and what we want in our example, we want the value for p, q, r using origin if it is at the centroid and whose vertices we have here. Okay, now put all these values in our centroid. Okay, now left over one more value here, the value for g bar. Okay, so how can we write g bar of a 0 0 0? Okay, so position vector g bar at a 0 0 0, it can be written as g bar which is equal to 0 times I cap plus 0 times j cap plus 0 times k cap. Okay, so all this data given here in our example. Okay, now substitute all this given data in our formula for a centroid. Okay, so g bar can be written as, write down the value for g bar here, 0 times I cap plus 0 times j cap plus 0 times k cap. Okay, this is the value for position vector g bar, and which can be written as a bar plus b bar plus r bar. Okay, that means a bar plus b bar plus r bar. Okay, so you can substitute the value and then go for the calculation. So as I felt that I don't have enough space, so I'm directly going for addition of this position vector. Okay, so a bar plus b bar plus r bar. Okay, so how can we add the position vector? Okay, so while we are adding position vector for our triangle, so what we do, basically we add the I cap coefficient with the I cap, j cap coefficient with the j cap, and k cap coefficient with the k cap. Okay, now I add I cap coefficient with the I cap. Okay, so a bar plus b bar plus r bar, that means 2 I cap plus q j cap minus 5, sorry, we want the I cap only. Okay, so 2 I cap plus q I cap minus 5 I cap. Okay, okay, go for the addition all of them. So 2 minus 5 can be written as a minus 3 times I cap plus q times I cap. Okay, so we can write minus 3 times I cap plus q times I cap. Okay, minus 3 times I cap plus q times I cap as the part of a bar. Okay, position vector a bar. Okay, plus position vector b bar can be written as, okay, position vector of b bar. Okay, a bar. Now we are adding a bar plus b bar plus c bar. So what I have done, I added all the coefficient for a cap I bar. Similarly, add all the coefficient for j bar. Okay, minus 2j bar plus j bar. Okay, minus 2j bar plus j bar can be written as minus of j bar. Okay, so minus 2j plus j, that means it comes a minus j bar plus pj bar. Okay, so we can write minus of a j bar. Okay, plus p times j bar. Okay, that means minus j cap plus p times j cap, plus after that we have here coefficient for k cap. Okay, so we add from the a bar plus b bar plus r bar, that means minus 3k cap plus 5k cap. Okay, so 5k cap minus 3k cap, we can write it as the 2k cap plus rk cap. Okay, so we have here rk cap, so 2 times k cap plus r times k cap. Okay, yes, and now as we have denominator 3 here, take it to the other side, it goes to the multiplicand here. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap, so 3 multiplied by any 0 vector, it always goes to the 0 vector. Okay, so we take 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 0 k cap, which is equal to 3 I cap plus q I cap plus minus j cap plus pj cap plus 2k cap plus rk cap. Okay, so compare similar coefficient from our both sides. So I cap get compared with the I cap, j cap get compared with the j cap, and similarly follow it for the k cap. Okay, so we can see that 3 plus q into I cap, which is equal to 0 I cap. Okay, so we can write this one as 3 plus q, which is equal to 0. Okay, 3 plus q, which is equal to 0, which gives us q, which is equal to minus of 3. Okay, so I got the value for q as a minus of 3. So this is the second part we want in our example, as a q which is equal to minus 3. Okay, similarly follow for the next, minus j cap plus p j cap, which is equal to 0 times j cap. Okay, that means minus 1 plus p, which is equal to 0. Okay, so we can see here minus 1 plus p, which is equal to 0. That means j cap compared here from both sides. So we can write here p, which is equal to positive of 1. Okay, so this is the second value from our given example. Similarly follow it for the third value, 2 k cap plus r k cap, which is equal to 0 k cap. That means we write this one as 2 plus r, which is equal to 0, which gives position vector r as a minus 2. Okay, so position vector r, p and q. So we got the all the value for position vector r bar, p bar and q bar from our example. Okay, so I'm expecting that you all have understood the solution for this example. Nothing it is difficult here. Okay, just need to apply some of the basic concept from the centroid of the triangle. Okay, so for that you need to know how can we define centroid at the origin. Okay, so just just not needed that to understand only from the centroid. Okay, but you need to plot. How can we plot? You need to understand how can we plot any point at the origin. Okay, using our centroid formula. Okay, so I'm expecting you all have understood the solution. Now let's move for the next example. Okay, so in our next example we have given 3 position vector a bar, b bar, c bar. Okay, so first position vector here a bar, second position vector b bar and third position vector c bar. Okay, so we have position vector, okay, a bar, b bar and c bar. Okay, so we have position vector a bar, b bar, c bar of a point. Okay, of a point capital A, capital B and capital C. Okay, of a point capital A, capital B, capital C. Okay, we have given 3 position vector for a point capital A, capital B and capital C. After that we have given one more equation, which is a 3 times a bar plus 5 times b bar plus, which is equal to 8 times c bar. Okay, then we want the ratio in which c divides line segment AB. Okay, so what we want the ratio in which okay, ratio in which line segment AB divides C. Okay, so we have line segment AB here. Let me plot the line segment AB which divides point C here. Okay, so everywhere we get the position vector and C bar here. Okay, so we want the ratio between AC and CB here. Okay, at what ratio these two lines are getting divided here. Okay, now for this we want C bar as the one side of our equation and the remaining point as the another side for our equation. Okay, now take C bar at one side. Okay, already we have C bar at one side. Okay, so the multiplicand for C, take it to the other side. So we get here 3 times A bar plus 5 times B bar divided by 8, which is equal to C bar. Okay, this is the value for C bar. Okay, now as we know that m into A bar plus n into B bar upon, we have to convert 8 as a m plus n. Okay, so 5 can be written as we have denominator 3 and 5. Okay, so I can write 8 as a 3 times A bar plus 5 times B bar upon, I have written 8 as here. Okay, I can write that 8 as a 3 plus 5. Okay, which is equal to C bar. Okay, now we can compare this formula for a section formula for internal division. Okay, so what we can apply here, section formula, we can apply here section formula for internal division. Okay, section formula, okay, for internal division. Okay, internal division. So we can write the section formula for internal division as m times a bar plus n times b bar upon m plus n, which is equal to c. Okay, now we can see, compare this one. M plus n means 3 plus 5, m into a bar plus n into b bar. Okay, so we got the m as to n, which is equal to 3 as to 5. Okay, so the value for m, which is a 3, and the value for n, which is equal to 5. Okay, that means our line segment AB, which divided by point C in the ratio as a 3 as to 5. Okay, so that's it we want here in our question. Okay, I hope you all have understood the solution for this question. Okay, nothing is difficult here, just need to apply some of the basic concept from the section formula for internal division. Okay, now let's move for the next example. Okay, so we have 3 more examples. Okay, yes, so we have 3 vertices. First vertex is given capital A, 5 1 P. Okay, so 5 1 P, there always exists a position vector A bar. Let me write the position vector A bar, which can be written as 5 times I cap plus 1 times j cap, that means only j cap, plus P times k cap. Okay, yes, this one is our first position vector. Second position vector using vertices B, 1 Q P. Okay, 1 Q P. Okay, can be written as position vector B bar, which is equal to I cap plus Q times j cap plus P times k cap. Okay, P times k cap. And third position vector C also given, 1 minus 2 3. Okay, this one is our third position vector. So write down the position vertices C, write down the third position vector here, I cap. Okay, minus 2 times j cap plus 3 times k cap. Okay, 3 of these are the position vectors, okay, of our vertices of our triangle. And centroid given. Okay, we have given centroid G R minus 4 divided by 3 and 1 divided by 3 it is given. Okay, so always at the centroid of at the point G, there exists a position vector G bar. Okay, so the position vector G bar can be written as R times I cap minus 4 by 3 times j cap plus 1 by 3 times k cap. Okay, so all these are the position vector we have given in our example. Okay, so this one is our first position vector. Okay, this one is the second position vector. Okay, this one is first, this one is the second. Okay, second position vector. This one is the third position vector, this one is the fourth position vector. Okay, yes, and we want the value for PQR by using vector method. Okay, PQR using vector method. Okay, using vector method we want the value for P, Q and R. Okay, now as we have given centroid for our triangle, okay, so we are going to define centroid here using our vertices. Okay, so basically centroid, it can be it can say that G bar can be written as addition of 3 of these position vector A bar plus B bar plus C bar divided by 3. Okay, this one is our required formula for our centroid. Okay, now put all the values for our G bar, A bar, B bar, C bar and go for the next calculation. Okay, what we have G bar here, R times I cap, okay, minus 4 by 3 times j cap, okay, plus 1 by 3 times k cap. Okay, so all the values for G bar, it is here A bar plus B bar plus C bar. Okay, so A bar plus B bar plus C bar can be written as, so I'm going to write the directly addition for these 3 position vector. Okay, so for addition of their position vector, we always remember we add corresponding elements for their vertices. Okay, corresponding elements means we add I with I, we subtract I with I, or we go for multiplication of I with I. Okay, because I can be added to the I in our vector method, j can be with the j, and k also with the k. Okay, so similarly go for the addition for a bar, b bar, c bar. Okay, that means 5 I cap plus I cap plus I cap. Okay, that means we get it here 7 times I cap. Okay, that means 5 times I cap. Okay, plus I cap plus I cap, which is a 7 times I cap. So j cap plus q j cap minus 2 j cap. Okay, so j cap minus 2 j cap, which gives us a minus j cap plus q j cap. Okay, so we can write it as here plus minus 1 plus q times j cap. Okay, so what I have done here, now see that j cap plus j cap minus 2 j cap, it remain only minus j cap. So minus j cap plus q. Okay, so minus j cap plus q, that means I have taken j cap out here. Okay, similarly go for the addition of a k cap. So p k cap plus p k cap plus 3 k cap. Okay, that means 2 times p k cap plus 3 k cap. Okay, that means 2 times p k cap plus 3 k cap. Okay, so what I have done, I have taken k cap common from here and denominator here as a 3. Okay, yes, take that 3 to the other side, we can write is 3 times ri, 3 times r I cap. Okay, minus 4, 3 multiplied by 4 by 3, so 3 can be cancelled here, so 4 times j cap. So 3 multiplied by 1 by 3, it remain only 1, that means it is only k cap. Okay, which is equal to 7 times I cap. Okay, which is equal to 7 times I cap plus minus 1 plus q times j cap. Okay, plus 2p plus 3 times k cap. Okay, just what I have done, I have taken that denominator to the other side, it goes to the multiplicand, and I multiplied that 3 under bracket here. Okay, now compare similar variable from the both of the side. That means we have to compare I cap from one side to the I cap from the another side, j cap from the one side to the j cap from the another side, and similarly for the k cap. Okay, so we can write 7 into I cap is equal to 3r into I cap. Okay, that means we write 3 times r, which is equal to 7. Okay, which is the first. Second, we write minus 1 plus q, which is equal to minus 4, minus 1 plus q, which is equal to minus of 4. Okay, so we can write minus 1 plus q, which is equal to minus of 4. And third, we write 2p plus 3, which is equal to 1. Okay, 2p plus 3, which is equal to 1. How I have written here? I written here 7 times I cap, which is equal to 3r into I cap. Okay, that means I cap coefficient we can match here. So 3r, which is equal to 7. Similarly, minus 1 plus q, which is equal to minus 4, and 2p plus 3, which is equal to 1. Okay, so go for finding the value r. So we will get r, which is equal to 7 by 3. Okay, using first. Using second, we can write q, which is equal to minus 4 plus 1. Okay, so we can write q, which is equal to minus of 3. Okay, and using third one, we can write 2p, which is equal to 1 minus 3, which is a minus 2, and p gives us minus 1. Okay, these all are the required values for p, q, and r using our given data. Okay, so this is the solution we want here in our example. Okay, so I'm expecting that you all have understood this solution. Now let's move for the next solution. Okay, in our next example, we have given 3 position vector a bar, b bar, c bar. Okay, so we have given a bar and b bar and c bar. Okay, all are the position vector. Okay, all are the position vector which is given in our example. Okay, for vertices capital A, capital B, and capital C. Okay, and we have given one more equation, 5 times a bar plus 3 times b bar minus 8 times c bar, which is equal to 0. Okay, and then the find ratio in which point C divides line segment AB. Okay, point C divides line segment AB. Okay, so we want the ratio at what ratio that point P can be divides line segment AB, as we don't have any other data that it divides by externally or internally, that we can apply directly the section formula for internal or external division. Okay, so instead of that, convert our given data in the form of internal or external division. Okay, so as we know that C is the point which divides line segment AB, that means one side of our equation it always goes to the C. Okay, take the 8C bar to the another side, we can write 8C bar which is equal to 5 times A bar plus 3 times B bar. Okay, so I have written 8C bar this way. Okay, so C bar can be written as 8, it is multiplicand here, so 5 times A bar plus 3 times B bar divided by 8 it is coming here. Okay, so I have taken that 8 to the part of denominator. Okay, yes, C bar can be written as 5 times A bar. Okay, C bar can be written as 5 times A bar plus 3 times B bar upon 5 plus 3. Now we can see that we have the addition at the part of a numerator and as the part of a denominator. Okay, so we can compare C bar as a m times A bar plus n times B bar upon m plus n as the section formula for internal division. Now compare both of them, we will get the ratio for m as to n as a 5 as to 3. Okay, that means value for m which is 5 and value for n which is a 3. This one is our required answer from our given data. Okay, now see that how easy type of the questions are coming in our exam. Okay, just need to apply some of the basic concept that you need to be familiar here with only the section formula for internal or external division. Okay, now let's move for the next question. Okay, so in our next question, this question completely based on the direction cosines and direction ratios of the line. Okay, so the relation there for direction cosine direction ratio you all need to be familiar, and if you don't know anything about the direction ratio direction cosine, do check my previous videos. Okay, you can find plenty of the videos there based on the direction cosine ratios. Okay, now we can see here, if a line makes an angle, okay, what line basically do here, it makes an angle, line makes an angle. Okay, if line makes an angle alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, alpha, beta, gamma with a coordinate axis. Okay, with a coordinate axis, then we have to find out the value for cos of 2 alpha, cos of 2 alpha plus cos of 2 beta plus cos of 2 gamma. Okay, which is plus 1 which is equal to 0. Okay, that means we have to prove this goes to the 0. Okay, cos of 2 alpha plus cos of 2 beta plus cos of 2 gamma which is equal to 0. Okay, so to prove this result, we have to use some of the identities from the trigonometric function. Okay, so cos 2 theta can be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1. Okay, that result we have to apply here. Okay, which result we are going to apply? Cos 2 theta. Okay, cos 2 theta can be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1. Okay, so cos 2 theta can be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1, or we can write it as the 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Okay, or we can write it as the sine square theta minus cos square theta. Okay, these are the very much important result for our cos theta used everywhere in our mathematics. Okay, need to understand this result here. Okay, now let's move for the solution for our next part. Okay, so cos 2 alpha can be written as we know that cos 2 theta can be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1. Okay, so cos 2 alpha can be written as 2 cos square alpha minus 1. Okay, so what I have done here, instead of a cos 2 theta, I have written cos 2 alpha. So cos 2 alpha can be written as 2 cos square alpha minus 1 plus cos 2 beta can be written as 2 cos square beta minus 1, and cos 2 gamma can be written as 2 cos square gamma minus 1. Okay, plus 1 which is equal to 0. Okay, so what I have done, basically I just replace the cos 2 alpha, cos 2 beta, cos 2 gamma as the 2 cos square alpha minus 1, 2 cos square beta minus 1 and 2 cos square gamma minus 1. Okay, I use here standard value for our trigonometric function. Okay, So what we do after that, take -1 at one side, cos square alpha cos square beta at one side. Okay, so we can write next step as a 2 times cos square alpha plus 2 times cos square beta plus 2 times cos square gamma. Okay, so I written these three steps at one side. So remaining -1 -1 -1 -1 -1 -1 and a +1 at the end here, which is equal to 0 here. Okay, yes, now we can see that -1 +1 can be cancelled. Okay, take the 2 common from here. 2 cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. Okay, so I have taken 2 common from these three identities. Okay, so 2 out bracket here, cos square alpha cos square beta cos square gamma. Okay, so -1 it goes to the -2, -1 +1 it goes to the 0. Okay, so this term are the left here. Okay, so what we do here, take 2 common from here, take it to the other side, we get it 1. Okay, and we know that one more direction ratios for the line. Okay, like a cos square theta plus cos square alpha plus cos square gamma, which is equal to 1. Okay, these are the direction ratios for our line. Okay, cos square theta plus cos square alpha plus cos square gamma, which is equal to 1, or we may write it as the L square plus M square plus N square, which is equal to 1. Okay, this is our standard result for our direction ratios. Okay, that one we have to apply here for our subsequent part of the solution. Okay, now we can write cos square alpha cos square beta plus cos square gamma, which is equal to 1. Okay, so 2 multiplied by under bracket 1, so minus of a 2, which is equal to 0. Okay, so 2 ones are, it left here with the value 2, minus 2, which is equal to 0. So we can see that we got the 0, which is equal to 0. Okay, that means we proved this identity using alpha beta gamma with a coordinate axis. We have proved here cos 2 alpha plus cos 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma plus 1, which is equal to 0. Okay, this one is our required proof for our given solution. Okay, so in our example, what we have applied? We have applied the connection between direction ratios and direction cosines in our example. Okay, now let's move for the next part. I'm going to recap here what we have learned so far in our today's lecture. Okay, at the beginning of our lecture, we started here we started here condition for collinear and coplanarity. Okay, condition for collinear and condition for collinear and condition for coplanarity. Okay, this one is the first condition we learn here. After that, we have taken condition for perpendicular vector, parallel vectors. Okay, after that we have taken next part as a section formula. Okay, section formula. Okay, and basically we have divided section formula into the two parts, which is the first section formula for internal division and another which is a section formula for external division. Okay, after that section formula we solve some of the example based on this, and after at the end part of our lecture we learn direction ratios. Okay, direction ratios and direction cosines. Okay, at the end we have learned direction ratios and direction cosines. Okay, so I'm expecting that you all have understood my today's entire lecture. Okay, within that, if you found anything difficult, let me know in my comment section. Okay, and if you wanted to learn so many, if another videos like similar my videos, or if you have any doubt, difficulty, let me know in my comment section. Okay, I will come up with a similar video. So thank you everyone. Thank you for my today's lecture.